positivity, mostly negativity in the room, but because of the name of the show, we got to throw it out there.
Under 30 again, baby. Let's fucking go.
Okay. Thank you for that.
I always just start betting this.
Oh, fuck.
I already forgot. That's a W
Yeah,
on
he
my end.
forgets it every
That's
time.
a W on my end. We
It's
always
every
go
time.
under 30 on the first On the first it's always under 30. We
Easy
are 2-1.
money.
Easy dubs.
Easy money.
I hope someone's
money.
getting rich off of me. Thank you. This is the podcast.
It's almost as hit every time.
Thank you for that. Thank you for the interruption. May I proceed with what I was going to say?
Sure.
It doesn't even matter anymore. You guys already hit your under. So, this is the podcast. As you guys know, we examine the Chicago sports landscape weekly, bring some unvarnished, some people would say, positivity into your life. But as anyone that has rooted for the Chicago teams knows, it's often hard to find. I am Bupan, joined by my fellow Positive Brigade members, Miller and Chris. Boys, how we doing? What's happening?
That was awkward as fuck.
What name were you gonna say?
CJ?
CJ, obviously. Remember episode 1 through 50 when we actually called your ass CJ?
This is episode 46, first of all. Wait.
40 then. 40.
Wait, hold on.
Technically, if you were a real trio of positivity person, you would know that we had multiple episodes before we actually went live.
No, we had like 90, didn't we? Because we did the Sunday show.
No, yeah, because we did recaps, but we didn't technically count them as episodes. You guys got to remember.
No, we didn't. But in my mind, it's counted, CJ.
Well, all right, whatever. I remember we even did like a 2-parter episode way back then, but
did we?
You
didn't answer my question.
Time ago.
What are we up to, boys? What's happening? What's good in your life?
Everything but fantasy, brother.
Says the champion. That's good.
0-2 on my fantasy, but happy to report to anyone that actually gives a shit. I still have straight A's in college. Let's go.
Yay! Yay for straight A. Hold on to 0-2. We got some segments coming up that's going to help you out, all right? Good social plug. You can find us on Facebook, Trio Positivity Podcast. Twitter, X, we at Trio Positivity. YouTube is at Trio Positivity Podcast. Ooh, that's a lot. We got to come up way to make the same thing everywhere, so I don't have to say it 3 times. But, boys and girls, special episode here. Big one. We're going to recap NFL Week 2. We're going to tell you all about the Bears' loss. We're going to preview the next Bears win.
Question mark?
Question mark. We'll share some trends, week 1 and 2, what we have seen, some nuggets. Hopefully that'll turn your 0-2 fancy team around, Chris, and get you that W, and hopefully bring some positivity, much needed positivity around here. Okay?
Before you do all of that, I have to bring this up because we are recording on Thursday. We had to do a little bit of a schedule change.
Because some motherfuckers went on vacation, motherfucker.
I thought it was a work trip.
No, it was vacation.
Okay.
Anyway, since I'm being rudely interrupted, I kind of just want to spend 3 minutes on this. Shohei Ohtani is fucking nuts. Did you see his stat line today?
I did see the stat line. It was quite impressive. I think. Shut up. I think he may have scored. I think he may have scored more runs today than the Sox have scored all season.
Okay, no, so you stretched it, but never mind. The man not only breaks and becomes the first 50-50 in MLB, the man went on a 3-homer, 2 stolen base, 10 RBI performance today. The man is nuts. So shout out to Shohei. We can now continue with the show.
Awesome. So he is already at 50 homers. He had 40.
He's at 51 and 51 already. So
wow. Way to go. Way to go. You cannot kill something that's already dead, Miller. So to dig all you want about the White Sox, no response.
Oh,
here.
You can.
Fuck that team. Fuck that team. All right. Let's leave that ugliness aside. Right. Bring some elegance back to the show. Give me your week 2 reaction. Miller, give me something good, something awesome about week 2 that you want to bring to the table. It could be ugly too, but what did you think of NFL week 2?
Most of my life right now when it comes to the NFL and fantasy is ugly. So we're going to go with the ugly. And the ugly part of the NFL week 2 is you guys know what the record is for the top 10 paid quarterbacks? Take a guess. Anybody? It's 7-12. 7 wins and 12 losses for the top 10 quarterbacks. Josh Allen and Pat Mahomes, obviously being the 2 best quarterbacks, are not included in this top 10. But this top 10 is led by Joe Burrow, Lamar Jackson, Trevor Lawrence, all at 0-2, and then multiple others are 1-1. I don't think there's any that is 2-0.
Math is not mathing. How is it 7-12 for the top 10? That's only 19.
7-13. Maybe my math was wrong.
Chris, I wanted a reaction there, buddy. Come on. Okay.
Listen,
I don't know. I have stat checkers that are supposed to double check my work, but the bottom line is,
producer.
My agent's calling.
Agent. Okay, got it.
The top paid quarterbacks in this league, because again, Josh Allen and Mahomes have gotten passed up in the subsequent years, are not producing at a high level. Are we ready to combine them with the running back conversation here?
Oh,
let's go. Are quarterbacks even relevant anymore?
Oh my god. Oh my dude, it's week 2. Shut up. I love that you brought this up, but it's week 2, right? Like, if I may go on to my point, which added to your NFL is fucking king, okay? Week 1, give us a little bit of hope. Oh, we can predict teams and who wins and who loses, blah, 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 blah. Week 2, we flipped it on its head. Lions, Ravens, 49ers, basically like top 3 of the 5 teams in the league right now lost. Okay? And Minnesota,
they aren't the top 3 of the 5 teams. They're the projected top 3 of the 5 teams.
Sorry, thank you. And like to a normal casual fan, maybe even like a learned fan, they were the top 3 teams of top 5, and they all lost. And you know who won? Freaking Saints, freaking Chargers, freaking Minnesota, Pittsburgh. They're all 2-0. So that brings me to my reaction.
You know what the other common theme is? Those teams have also played the Carolina Panthers.
Oh, doesn't matter. 2-0 is 2-0. But NFL is king. Like you thought, football. If I can pull the rug, half the survivor polls, probably 75% of the entries are out. I love it. NFL is fucking king. Chris, do you have some reaction to week 2?
I have probably the most obvious reaction, but I think it's something that can definitely be a game changer. Am I hyping myself up a little bit? I am.
Hey, go for it.
Why? Because both of your takes bored me to shit. So I need to step it up a little bit. These fucking kickers are taking steroids or something. They are kicking 50, 60 yarders with ease. When? When is that normal?
I love it. I just love
You're
it.
such a prick. You totally stole my fantasy nugget, jackass.
I don't care. I don't watch any of your shit. But can we actually just talk about it a little bit? Are we going to see the first 75-yard kick somewhere?
I don't know about 75, 70, 71, 72.
It feels like it can possibly happen this year.
What is wrong with you people?
I think the
kick where he kicked it right from the logo and still had room for more. I forgot what game it was. It might have been Houston.
Every game.
Yeah, there was one from the logo of the middle. It had you can't see this much. You could add 5 more yards to it. The kickers are insane. Maybe kickers could get paid more than running backs. Who fucking knows? I don't know.
This is awesome because some fantasy leagues don't have kickers. I feel sorry for them this year. The league Miller and I in, the kickers are literally probably the highest scoring people. They make or break your week.
That's exactly why fantasy leagues don't have kickers, Boopin.
I don't fucking care.
Crap show.
Okay, how is it different from fucking Allen and Mahomes being 0-2, right? It's the same fucking thing.
There were a couple kickers that actually out points, had more points than quarterbacks this last week.
Yes, it was all in the fantasy nugget, you jackass.
You didn't even read it.
Apparently, you're just already deleting my fantasy stuff, so that's gone. The actual.
I didn't delete anything. To be honest, I didn't delete anything. I promise.
I'm not going to talk about it now.
No,
The
Miller,
actual stat that I had
give
is
him the
the
nugget. Yep.
top 5 kickers have scored more than 30 points. Comparison with running backs, tight ends, and wide receivers, only 15 of them have scored over 30 points. That's insane.
Shout out to Fairy Bird, my Fairy Bird. You are carrying my team, sir. Thank you. Okay, no, Chris, that was a good nugget to bring. It was in our radar, just so you know, but that was a good one to bring anyway.
I mean, I know you guys looked at it from like the point value or the actual fantasy set. I was just merely bringing it up on the fact that a lot of people are now looking at like kickers, and you guys remember like everyone was like, "Oh my god, why would the Bears pick up a punter with their 4th pick and whatnot?" If there's a kicker out there,
he's the MVP right now.
Yeah, like who knows if they might be a 3rd round pick for a fucking kicker? Who
I don't remember the last time a drafted kicker was relevant.
Oh, that didn't Tampa draft one second
Tampa
round?
drafted one.
Yeah,
but I don't.
No,
think
I think they might have drafted him first
saying
round,
it might have
and
been
he
first.
was out of the league within like 2 years. He was awful.
Yeah.
I feel like Justin Tucker was probably drafted. He just seems like that type of badass.
Nah, like he's been in the league for 10 years now. I feel like they would have taken him in the 4th, 5th round. Could be wrong, but moving on. We will do some painful stuff because hey, that's part of life. We will do the Bears and Texans recap here. The Bears last week came up short and lost 19-13 to the Texans. Texans, they pressured the heck out of Caleb. He was pressured in 38 out of the 39 pass attempts. As a result, they got 7 sacks and 2 interceptions as well. And like normally you would think, hey, this means, like the Bears quarterback do, he held on the ball forever. No, he actually threw the ball 6th fastest in that week, and it still was pummeled by the defense, guys. It was tough to see, especially for Caleb, but I wanted to talk about him specifically before we go into the rest of the game. Chris Collinsworth during the broadcast brought it up. I thought it was a great insight. He said the difference in this game right now is some of the off-script plays that the quarterback Stroud was making on the Houston side, especially to Nico Collins. I counted 3. While Caleb on our end was missing like similar throws. He would get out of the pocket, he would try and make a throw to a DJ Moore on 3rd down. He didn't hit him. Then he tried to make one to Komet, threw an interception, right? He was saying, Texans, this is the 2nd year that they're doing this whole thing together. It shows. While the Bears have similar probably trajectory, but we are not there yet. And I wanted to bring that here. There were obviously memes of Caleb looking like Justin on the field, the same uniform and everything. You guys have seen that. I'm not going to bore you with that, but that was my take there. But anything else you guys want to bring up about the game before we move on to the rest of the section here? Whoa.
It was an ugly game. I don't know what to say. I've just been horribly disappointed and wrong so many times. But you know what? I have my flag mounted on this mountaintop that is Caleb Williams, and it's gonna fucking stay there. It's gonna stay there for goddamn 17 weeks if it has to. You know what? That's where we're gonna be, baby. No, it was an ugly game. He missed a lot of throws that is expected to hit, sideline throws, the Komet throw. I mean, yeah, these are tough throws, but these are throws that we've seen him make. And if he's not going to make them, then guess what? He may be a bust just like everybody else. But the bottom line, the thing that's worrying me the most is his lack of down the field efficiency. I believe he's yet to throw a pass past 15 yards. And we saw that multiple times in the preseason. The throws like that, and he's had opportunities. He's had open for receivers, whether it's Keenan Allen, whether it's DJ Moore, whether it's Cole Kmet. They're open, and he needs to hit them down the field. And if he doesn't start hitting them down the field, we're just going to be throwing screens all day just to make Chris happy.
Just so you know, Chris Miller, I think last game you criticized him for going deep and not taking the check down passes. If I remember correctly, that was your criticism of him last game.
Buddy, that was on 3rd and 4s. Thank you very much at the 50-yard line. That's when I criticized him.
It's tough. I love your positivity, Miller, but if he keeps
positive.
17 games, Caleb, I love it, but if he keeps getting pummeled like this, I don't know if he's gonna make it through the season.
No, we're not doing this again. Yes, we can do it. I'm not going to sit here and use the same goddamn excuses that I used with fucking Justin Fields.
I was just trying to be real.
Jesus Christ.
Just trying to be real.
He has throws and he's missing them, okay? He is missing them.
Chris, you've been quiet, buddy. You want to chime in?
Yeah, it's been brought to my attention because of the group chat that we have that I am the smartest of the three. So I want to shout out all my fans out there. This is hard work that I do for you, but I do it because I love you. I just want you guys to know that. I believe I said first game that I was going to check on the first 3 series to see just how comfortable this Bears offense is looking. They didn't look that great, so I then changed it. I decided, you know what? We're going to give them 5 series this time. 5 series. I think it was 5.
I'll go check the tapes.
We'll check the tapes. I'm pretty sure I said 5. If I said 4, might have been drinking too much, but that's okay. I wanted to give them 5, and everyone's like, "Why are you criticizing the 5 series? Why? Well, if a lot of you guys don't remember, we also had a preseason opponent that was the fucking Texans. Everyone was saying, well, no one wants to see the whole playbook and all of this and whatnot. So wanted to give you guys the recap of what the first 5 series ended with. Ended in 1 field goal, a punt, that's 2 punts, a touchdown, and that's it.
So remember, Boopin said he would be happy if we had 3 scoring drives. How many scoring drives did we have? 3.
I'm happy. I told you I'm praying for a win.
No, he had 3 scoring drives in the whole game. He was happy with.
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought you meant like, okay, yeah.
But if you think 2 scoring drives out of the first 5 drives is bad, I don't know what to tell you, dude.
Listen,
it's not. I mean, comparison guys, with this offense
against one of the better. Let me finish. Against one of the better defenses out there. Go ahead.
Nope. Fuck the defenses. We don't give a shit. Here's the problem. Can we truly say that this offense is a shambles because of the play calling? Are we finally at that point?
No.
Is week 2?
I get it.
No. It's not even that.
You can't sit here and say the play. You can question some of the players that are involved in the plays, but you can't sit here and say the play calling's trash. So offensive coordinator.
Right, and that's part of the play calling. So
it's not part of the play calling.
So here's the issue that I have. We're still not doing anything right to help protect Caleb. Now, they definitely played different. The aspect of that game was a lot different. There was more pressure than Caleb probably had ever seen. However, we're at a point now where it's week 2. You're a professional. You should be able to know your quarterback a little bit better with everything that happened. This game should have been won. I stand by that. The Bears should have won this game. And the defense actually played very well.
Yeah, no. I disagree that we should have won, but I agree with the point that he had played well. How well, I'll tell you right now. The defense allowed 75 total rushing, and the Texans had rushed for 213 yards in week 1. So that's how good they were, right? We have not allowed a 20-point game in the last 8 games going back to last season. We allowed a top 10 offense in the league, 1 touchdown and 260 total yards. And 4 long kicks, like pretty long kicks. So that's how good the defense was. Great point, Chris. Some of the people that are not doing so well, according to me, and a few people, feel free to let me know when I'm wrong, okay? The O-line, like Chris said, penalties, slow, uninspired play, I thought. Like, the team just looks lazy. Maybe the replays are just bad, but they're not even like trying to get in the way of some of the people. The rush was just getting through them and into the quarterback. I don't know what was going on, but they look like freaking turnstiles at a train station than an actual O-lineman in the league. That's just my opinion. I don't know if you guys disagree with that.
No, there's a few plays out there that people just look lost.
Yeah,
they're hitting them with simple pass rushing moves and they're getting in. I mean, they're just simple stunts that are happening up there and they're just getting lost. It's just a joke. It starts with the interior. Obviously, we saw Will Anderson and Danielle Hunter. They kind of wrecked as well, but the inside stuff is it's gross. I mean, it's just it gets taken to the next level when you're looking at some of these slow motion videos that they have out there diagnosing, and you just see complete
whiff
ugliness.
Yeah, like
just misses, tackled by a linebacker, people in no man's land, not even know who to block. It's gross.
Chris, I agree with you. I have gripe with the coaching staff too. Like competent coaching staffs, you know what they're doing? They're winning with freaking Sam Darnold. Malik Willis is fucking winning games, and we are looking lost by comparison, right?
Respectfully, you can't make that comparison though.
Why not?
How long has Sam Darnold been here?
Like he was signing off season.
Experience. He has more experience than Caleb. The line is still learning to play with Caleb. Like
so is Darnold. He was picked off this offseason.
Yeah, but he's played.
I mean, played. Okay.
He's played games in the NFL. He knows the speed. Caleb is still learning these things.
Okay,
now
that's fair.
Is the O-line being productive? No, we all agree that it's not. But we also knew this was going to be a struggle.
Like I agree with you, but they're not even doing things.
Not this much of a struggle.
Like no pre-snap movement, and no one's moving back and forth. They're just lining up and going. No, like Caleb. This is what I am mad at him. Even the offensive.
It's an away game. They can't do much. There's going to be loud.
No, pre-snap.
I didn't realize that being loud affects people running down and going back and forth.
But Chris, he could do snap differently, right? Like snap it quicker sometimes, slower sometimes, draw him offside. Fucking none of that. We look like we're just like going.
Whoa, hold on. You're not gonna get an offsides penalty on the road.
That's whatever. What I was gonna say. Right. So hold on. Like, time out. Let's just take one.
Slow down that passers. Do something instead of just like waiting to be tackled.
Okay, but you're trying to say that that's a coaching thing, or you're trying to say that that's a Caleb thing?
The cadence is Caleb. 100%, it's Caleb.
So, and this is where it's going to start getting annoying when we start hearing people that are going to defend Caleb or they're not going to be happy with Caleb because they're seeing Fields do whatever he's doing, right? That comparison is going to the comparison's already being made.
But Fields is 4
he's got
like
25 more yards than Caleb, and he's also on his fourth year in the NFL. Yeah, keep throwing the fucking comparisons out there.
It's not even me saying it. I'm just saying like you're gonna get the comparisons every game now with Fields on the field. See what I did there? What my question to you guys is that really something that Caleb needs to worry about right now? Is it
what
Fields? No, like
yes, no, not Fields. He says the cadence.
I said Caleb.
Yes, cadence. Yes.
You need to worry about everything when it comes to being a quarterback. Like, you should be learning every game.
Okay, stop. See, that's what Miller hit the point. Miller said you have to worry about everything. There's a lot more wrong in this offense than just a cadence thing.
It is, but he's not doing things so he could be slightly safer, is what I'm saying.
It's his second game.
He's a fucking rookie. Calm down.
I'm not saying I'm not saying he should be perfect. I'm saying do something. One play. Freaking do something different.
Oh my! You want him to start calling defenses? You want him to start telling offensive linemen what to do? Dude, he's played 2 games in the NFL.
All I'm saying is like snap it quicker sometimes and slower sometimes. Just like you got the defense one time, twice.
He's a fucking rookie. He's
one time.
That's not his call though.
That's totally his call.
No, it is
not. It's
not
100% his call.
Wait,
but
who,
come on,
your expectations
are way too high for a rookie to start adjusting things and having that connection with the center. The center falls on his ass more than he could fucking block somebody, and you want him to start having secret messages going between them about
I'm not even secret. I'm just saying hot, go, and sometimes I'd be like hot.
They were doing multiple things. Sometimes they did 2, and they changed it up. They weren't doing it the same thing every day.
We can then talk about your next point, but I just want to put this out there. The cadence issues that you're bringing up, if Caleb Williams decides to start working on cadence, this offensive line will have so many false starts because we can't even.
We already do.
They're gonna have more.
That was a pretty bad point.
Not only that, they're on the shotgun. So of course, if they're trying to break the cadence, the fucking center's gonna be like, "Oh, I think I'm supposed to go now," and then you're gonna get the call like, false start. Everyone but the center, because the center's not going to know what.
Guys,
what's fucking
we're focusing on the wrong thing. The fact of the matter of when he huts the ball or hikes the ball doesn't matter when with this rush coming, regardless of what he does. If the rush is coming in,
I think it would help.
There was not much we were going to be able to do.
I think it would help. It would have, with the pre-snap movement, everything. They could have done at least something better. Like, don't get hit as much. That's what I'm trying to say. I love Caleb. I don't want him to get hurt.
The pre-snap movement is something, trying to understand the defensive front, who's going to be blitzing. Those are all relevant factors. Focusing on the cadence is, while a part of it, isn't the main priority of getting it done.
All right. I'll shut up. Anything else you want to cover about this game before we move on to our next opponent, Down Under?
Down Under. The only last thing I would throw out there is some of obviously the Bears are 1-1 with an barely surviving the first game and with an incompetent offense. A lot of shade has been thrown around today, and I want to know if you guys care, don't care, if it's the butthole of Twitter, as some people called it. But
butthole of America.
You had a few things that hit obviously during the game. You had the frustration from DJ Moore that's come up. After the game, directly after, you've kind of had the back and forth between CJ Stroud and Caleb. CJ Stroud's trying to pep him up, giving him a little talk, and Caleb's kind of, I have a feeling that it was just one of those clickbait photos of him like walking away. I don't think it was like a real demeanor, but it was a very bad picture of Caleb trying to like dismissing him. And then you had the stuff with Rome's dad that was fact checked. But it's just it's not a good look because of how bad the offense has been. Do you guys put any solace in some of these things?
DJ Moore apologized for how he acted in the game. He shouldn't have, but it's an emotional game, right? CJ thing, I think he was hurt. Caleb was hurt after the game. It was a loss. His ego was hurt. But I don't know if you guys remember last year when Baltimore beat Houston, I think the same thing happened. Lamar went to CJ and be like, dude, you were already great. The things you're doing already at this age, like, you were great already. You'll be great. That they were having the same conversation. And in my head, I was drawing parallels to the Caleb and Stroud conversation. I think Stroud was trying to be like, hey, like, I see you, like I was there. Keep doing what you're doing. You're already great. He was trying to do that and just I don't think Caleb was ready to take it. I think he's a competitor. His ego was hurt, but I think it came from a good place.
I definitely think it came from a good place, and it's frustrating to see if you are right that he's not ready to take it. You gotta absorb those moments.
Yeah, like it's a competitive league, and like I think he's not. Maybe he doesn't realize it's also a brotherhood and camaraderie. There's more out there than what's shown on TV. But
there's also the frustration factor.
The Rome dad shit. That's all.
We might as well talk about it. I don't know why we're ignoring it. Just say it.
It was already fact checked by Daddy. Daddy Rome came out and threw up a thing, and apparently it was aimed at Dan Orlovsky, telling and what he said in regards to Rome not being able to get separation. That's what he came out and said. Whether it's the truth or not, I don't know. But if you actually watch the full play outside of his 3-second clip, it was the one where the fucking center got plastered on his ass. So Caleb didn't even have a second to fucking even throw that throw to Rome. But Rome wasn't even the first read. But bottom line is, stop fucking running your mouth, Daddy, and tell your son to fucking catch a touchdown pass for this kid and not drop him in the fucking end zone. Jesus Christ.
Thank you.
The only thing I'll say is thank God we paid DJ Moore, because if he was frustrated and he wanted a contract thing, that would have been more of an issue. But I have no issues with anyone saying anything. If his dad wants to get involved, so be it. I mean, we've been under that with the Bulls and the Ball family, so it's like, I mean, it is what it is. Just like we have our opinions, they're going to have theirs, and sometimes theirs is wrong. And it's just, it is what it is.
Awesome. Well,
great insight.
On that positive note, no, I'm kidding. Real quickly, next up, the 1-1 Bears play the 0-2 Indy. We have a whole segment coming up for you guys. Before we get there, guys, let's talk about positivity rating, okay? As you guys are thinking about it, I'll recap on last week. Last week, Chris was the highest at 5. I was at 4.5, and Miller was a lowly 3. I doubt it went up, but this week, Miller, let's start with you since you're the lowest. Where are you at this week?
You can go down drastically or a little bit. And we're not going to go drastically yet, but we're going to say 2.5. We're going to go down 0.5.
Okay.
2.5. 2.5. Come on.
All right, Chris, bring us up. You were at 5 last week. Are you still flying high, buddy?
Brother, I'm at a 2.
Okay.
See, this is why it started at 3.
This offense just... And the only reason we're having a 2 is because those 2 come from the defense. That's it.
Yeah. No, I gave him a 4. It's hard to do much when there's literally fuckers at your face every fucking play. But, he missed some throws that he should have made. We only lost by a score to a team that's
covered.
We covered. We were probably only going to, they're going to go to the playoffs. And, we didn't look horrible against them. And I said, that's what I was looking for, guys. I gave him a 4. I'm sorry. By comparison, it looks like very positive, but none of us are positive at this point. It's just relative. But
also, none of us got the score right, but I picked Chicago to win. You guys picked Texans to lose. So I believe you guys are 2-0 in the season, and I am 1-1.
Yeah, baby.
Talking about the 1-1, Miller, tell us what we got coming up for the Bears this week.
Oh, baby. Oh, we got a little rivalry in our text group because we got some Indianapolis Colts fans in there. Yes, I know we are friends with dumbasses, but it's okay. We are playing the Colts this week. They are 0-2, as Boopin said. They got their ass kicked by Green Bay due to the running game. But let's kind of dive into Indianapolis and talk about some things that their team has to offer. First, we'll start with the offense. It's led by first-year, quote, second-year Anthony Richardson. He was a quarterback drafted first round last year. He did get hurt, shoulder injury, and missed most of the year last year. He has been an interesting guy. He started hot against Houston, but really he's been a deep ball or nothing quarterback this year. He is averaging 16 yards per completion. Yes, you heard that right. 16 yards per completion. So he has been throwing the ball down the field. He has been connecting with a few of his wide receivers, and they've had some huge touchdown passes. So we got to watch out for that. He is also he has the worst completion percentage of the league. He's, I believe, 49% or something along there, sub 50. He is a mobile quarterback. He is one of those mobile quarterback, big arm guys. He has almost 50. He's averaging almost 50 yards a game, and he is a turnover machine. He's put the ball on the ground, I believe, twice, and fumbles recovered by his own team, and he has 4 interceptions in this short 2-game period. So we have to get some turnovers this game. Otherwise, we don't stand a chance. In addition to Anthony Richardson, they also have a stud running back, Jonathan Taylor. I believe you remember all the drama with him and his contract last year. Well, in the Packers game, some question if I should use this term, but I'm using this term. He was fucking benched in the fourth quarter. Unheard of in this game. I don't know why you bench your best player, but in the game against the Packers last week, they did bench him, whether it was because they wanted to go pass only or whether he fucked up on the field. No one will know. But he does have 150 yards rushing through 2 games, and that includes a 12-carry, 102 yards against the Packers. Other weapons on offense is going to be Pittman, Pierce, and Josh Downs might be playing. Who knows? Those are the wide receivers. Jumping over to the defensive side of the ball really quickly. You know what? The only guy worth mentioning is DeForest Buckner, and he went to the IR. Other than that, their defense basically sucks. So moving on to the strengths and the weaknesses of the Indianapolis Colts. Well, we can start with the running game, which averaged 122 yards per game so far this year. So that is a combination of Richardson as well as Taylor. So we got to be cognizant of that. And other than that, their defensive line was pretty good, but with Buckner going to the IR and their first round pick Latu, we don't know if he's going to play yet. We really don't know what to expect on the defensive side of the ball. Their weaknesses, two huge things stand out. One is the inability of this offense to sustain drives. Their opponents this year have averaged 40 minutes of time of possession per game. That means they're averaging about 20 minutes. Yes, I can do math. Thank you. So they're averaging about 20 minutes per game. So obviously those statistics are going to destroy any defense. So if we have a chance in this game, we need to make sure to win that time of possession. In addition to that is the rush defense on the Colts side. They have allowed 213 yards against the Texans and 261 yards on the ground against the Packers last week. We didn't really talk about it in the first round, but the lack of run game with the Chicago Bears has been very concerning, going for 84 and 71 in our first two games. So if we don't pick that up, and if we don't have more success on the ground, I mean, they could fucking beat us. And I don't know, man. I don't see a lot of Caleb Williams this game, to be honest. I think it's going to be mainly the rushing attack, but we'll see. The key matchups that I just want to touch on real quick is obviously, like I mentioned, the Bears O-line and running backs against this Colt defense. It's been shredded the first 2 weeks on the ground. We got to shred it again this week. Hopefully Swift earns some of his fucking $7-8 million contract or whatever. Get turnovers and stop the big play. Those are the big ones, and maybe we'll pull out a W.
All right. Thank you, Miller. That was very detailed. I appreciate it. All right, boys, we have gotten here. It's time for us to predict the score. Look into the little orb you have in your room to predict the future, and tell me what the score will be at the end of this game here. Because none of us got it right last week, like Chris said. Miller, you were still the closest in the week one. You want to start us off? What do you think the score is going to be in week 3 for Bears at Indy?
Easy, baby. Easy. We're calling it 24-21 Colts. I'm changing up my pick at the beginning of the year. The Colts are a desperate motherfucking team. They came into this year with playoff aspirations. They're 0-2. I think they sneak out a win against the Bears.
Chris, quickly before you give your score, should we kick him out now or after the segment, do you think?
No, I'm just trying to figure out why he thought that he picked the Bears to win, because he did not at the beginning. He actually picked the Colts to win.
Oh, I thought I picked the Bears.
No.
Wait. All right, Chris, what's your score?
I'm going to pass because I still don't know. I'm like 50-50 in this game. There's a lot of valid
Can't fucking pass.
Yeah, what is this? A test that you call off?
Yeah, you know what? Can we reschedule this game? Because this might be the worst NFL game we've ever seen. I don't know.
Hey, buddy, this will be the worst podcast ever, but I'm going to keep us here and have you give a score, even if it's 0-7. I don't care. You have to give us a score here.
This game has all the makings of both offenses decide to show up or both defenses make it hard on the offense. So I'm like very hit or miss. So
okay.
I think I'm going to go
hang on.
16-10.
Okay, good. I was going to give you...
I'm just going to go 16-10. I originally picked the Bears to lose. I'm actually going to flip it. I'm going to pick the Bears to win 16-10.
Okay. I was going to give you the over-under if that would help.
Actually, you know what? Yeah, what's the over-under?
Looks like it's 43.5, and Indy is favored by 1.5. Which is weird because I swear to God,
that's a bit much in my opinion.
I think the spread was different, at least when I looked earlier in the week.
Maybe 17-13 then? I don't know.
All right, I'm changing it to 17-13.
Yeah, but then that means that the Bears would actually score 2 touchdowns. Fuck.
Okay.
No, I'm gonna go 16-10.
Okay. All right. 16-10 Bears.
Or could
says,
I just go? No, 15-10.
I will kill you personally.
15-10. I think it's going to be all field goals. There you go. That's my call. 15-10. 15-10.
You think it's going to be all field goals? You think they're going to pull a Washington Commanders and field goals and win the game?
Miller,
even though it's never.
Listen, you picked the Colts. Give me a reason that you think Caleb can possibly throw 2 passing touchdowns.
It's never happened in the history of the NFL that a team wins a game with only field goals, but you think it's going to happen in back-to-back weeks.
You didn't answer my question. Tell me that you honestly think Caleb Williams and this offense can get 2 passing touchdowns.
If we can get some turnovers, get on their side of the field, positive field position, if we run the ball like this team has shown that it's susceptible to, it's very easy to get rushing touchdowns.
Chris, I hope you're listening to the show.
You are
Miller already said
not
that.
Answering my question. I literally just asked, and you're talking about rushing touchdowns. I'm asking, can Caleb Williams and the Bears get 2 passing touchdowns? And your ass is talking
I didn't realize that touchdowns need to be passing in order for them to count.
I asked a specific question about passing.
But why does it matter?
He's gonna run one in. He's gonna run one in. That's what he's saying.
It doesn't matter if you're counting a score. It doesn't matter if it's rushing or passing.
Okay, my turn.
Jesus Christ.
My turn.
But for the record, Caleb gets his first NFL passing touchdown this game.
All right.
I say he runs one in. Even better. I say Bears win 24-17. And I also think Herbert has a touchdown, just secretly throwing it out there.
Yeah, you're a Herbert lover.
I am.
Just randomly, because I like to do math now. That's 2 touchdowns. You're counting for 1 rushing, 1 passing for Caleb, and 1 for Herbert. Who's getting the 4th?
24 divided by 7 is not 4, bro.
Well,
Jesus,
listen.
Just stop talking.
Wait. Did you make
points?
Did you make it to Math 101 yet?
No, not yet. But I'm pretty sure my equation is working right.
Talking.
I don't know why I heard 27. That's why I heard 27.
Oh god.
Okay, I'll go back and check on this. I had a very different score written down because I thought the spread was bigger for some reason.
Oh, so you did change it?
I think so.
I thought
spread
I
was
saw
not
27.
bigger. It's been 1.
It's been 1. Okay, maybe I looked at a different game. Maybe
because I could have sworn I saw 27, so that's why.
You had it at 28, not 27.
Oh, okay. All right, my bad.
You're still wrong. You're still wrong.
I'm still right. That's still 4 touchdowns.
20.
Yeah, but it wasn't 27.
Okay, boys, please moving on. We lost the one listener we had. Okay, you guys are killing me. All right, we're on to the fantasy nuggets. We're a little, like Chris said, we are recording on a Thursday, so we're a little behind to give you waiver advice. So we will give you what we learned from week 2, highlight the injuries, and give you some general advice to hopefully make your team better. Okay, Miller, do you want me to kick it off? Do you want to go first?
Go for it, big dog.
Awesome. Hey, first off, I'm putting on my therapy hat. People, it's only week 3. You may be 0-2, but you have not lost everything yet. You got to probably hound the waiver wire, make some trades. You will be okay. I promise you. There are teams that start 0-2 that make the playoffs, that go on to win it even sometimes. So it's not end of the world, but you have to put in the work if you want to turn your team around. That's number 1.
What did you hear there, Chris? You got to put in the work in order to turn your team around.
You drafted my team. I'm waiting for you to tell me what to do.
Oh, God. Okay, people. Actually, this goes with my question of the day. So let's combine them together. People, guess how many quarterbacks so far through week 2 have multiple touchdowns in both games? Tick tock.
5.
Wait.
Lower.
It's 3.
Lower.
It's not 3.
2. Baker had 4 touchdowns game 1 and 1 in game 2, week 2. So it's only Sam Darnold and Derek Carr who have thrown multiple touchdowns. That goes on to say they have scored about 66 touchdowns in 2 weeks in NFL. Other seasons we would have been at 100 touchdowns. So if you've seen the scores be lower, it's okay. It's part of the trend. NFL, the offenses are not there. There's rookie quarterbacks, tons of things happening. It's going to be okay. Like we talked about, the top quarterbacks right now are Baker, Mayfield, Sam Darnold, and Derek Carr. Don't ask me what year it is, okay? like top 10 quarterback, like Miller was saying, are 7-13 or whatever they are.
Didn't Minshew do multiple touchdowns? I thought he did 2
He
and
had
2.
a terrible week 1. I don't think so.
Oh, I could have sworn he did 2.
He probably didn't.
Sam Darnold is not in the top quarterbacks, bro. He's like top 10 on your roll. Baker Mayfield and Derek Carr are the ones.
I was reading your point, fucking.
I didn't put Darnold in there. It was you.
Yeah, Minshew only threw 1. Okay, my bad.
No, like
You had the little point on the 2 touchdowns thing. But with the quarterback situation, obviously it's a little weird, like we talked about. Tight ends have also been a little weird. Fun fact on that, 3 tight ends have a touchdown inside the 10-yard line, which is typically the go-to zone for tight ends because of their big body stature. And 1 tight end that was drafted in fantasy, and that was George Kittle. So that's kind of crazy. So all of your elite guys like the Laporta, the Kelsey, the Andrews, all of them, no touchdowns. It's crazy, the lack of tight end usage, and like Boopin talked about, the lack of touchdowns in general this year in comparison to previous years. So who knows? We'll see if the trend goes backwards. And we kind of go back to the mean. Maybe we'll have tight ends that have like 4 touchdown games coming up.
Yeah. Some injuries to look out for. AJ Brown and Deebo Samuel are out this week. They'll probably be out a couple of weeks. But like they're not on the IR, so they're not gone for 4 weeks. But looks like it might be a multiple weeks absence. So keep an eye out there. Quickly want to touch on Kansas City backfield as well. Isaiah Pacheco broke his fibula, and he's out at least 2 months, maybe more. People are saying next season even. No one's giving us a timeline for some reason. But there was your waivers probably ran. You probably threw a dart at one of the people there. Miller, I don't know if you want to chime in. There's like many names being thrown out there. Is it a 4 play? Is it a ceiling play? What's your take on the Kansas City backfield?
Obviously, we have Kareem Hunt that was just signed by them, right?
Who's on the practice squad right now?
He's on the practice squad. He'll probably get brought up in the coming weeks.
Game time, yeah.
And then we also have what's his name?
CEH.
What is it?
Edwards-Helaire.
Oh,
right?
He's on IR, isn't he?
He's coming back. He's working his way back. He'll probably be back next week.
Yeah, so you have him, and then you have Carson Steele is the big name to know. I don't know.
He's listed as a fullback. I don't know if he's a name to know.
He was the hottest guy. The bottom line is Carson Steele is a fullback, like Boopin said. So he's going to be short yardage running. So prioritizing him is a decision you can make. He's definitely going to get the goal line work, and sometimes in fantasy, just look at Raheem Mostert last year. Goal line work can definitely propel your team forward. I don't think he's the greatest play. To me, the play for here is Samaje P. Ryan. He was a guy that they brought in to offset
McKinnon.
Jesus Christ.
Jerick McKinnon.
No, Isaiah Pacheco. He was kind of the off-kilter guy that they brought in. And now that they lost Pacheco, I think he's going to keep that third down role. And I wouldn't be surprised if this became more of a pass-heavy attack. I mean, we've seen it in the past. This team historically hasn't even ran with like a true number 1 running back. Pacheco was kind of breaking the mold. You know, every year you had this guy that kind of took the reins, but really didn't have that running kilter for this team. So I think P. Ryan is the way to go. I think he's safe because he is going to be that third down back. He's going to get the dump offs from Mahomes. So I would say him. I know I kind of targeted him. He was kind of the play that was off the beaten path, but it's you don't know what's going to happen with Kansas City.
Yeah, just to complicate things, I think Keontae Ingram is also there, and he's being elevated from the practice squad. So I was not touching that backfield with a fucking 10-foot pole, but just like it's a very complicated situation. You just take your shot in one of these situations, and hopefully it works. Talking about running backs,
and don't play them this week if you don't have to.
Yep. Good call, Miller. Also in Houston, they're dealing with a pretty critical running back situation too. Joe Mixon, who was hurt, said it was not long term. He has not been practicing most of this week. I think Pierce also didn't practice, if I
Yeah, he
remember
has an
correctly.
injury designation as well. So Cam Akers seems to be the one leading the backfield. So we'll see how he pans out, if he does pan out for that team
Yeah,
moving
so
forward.
just some off-season notes, right? Pierce is the guy that's been there a couple of seasons. Akers is actually the one that got the off-season pop. Pierce supposedly doesn't fit their system as well. That's why Mixon was brought in. He fits the system better. And Akers used to have that off-season like pop. If I were to bet on a man, I think it would be Akers, especially if Mixon's out. That's just my 2 cents there. Talking about Rams and complicated situation, their wide receiver room is just straight up effed. Puka and Cooper Cup are both on IR. Um, Miller, help us make some sense of this complicated room there, buddy.
Yeah, I don't know what you even do for the entire Rams offense, to be honest with you. And this is coming from the guy that has Kyron Williams in 2 leagues. I mean, you don't have wide receivers for the Rams, at least the star-studded ones. Playing on my own fantasy teams, if I'm going to make a play on anybody, it's probably going to be DeMarcus Robinson. He came in. I think he's probably the number 1 wide receiver for this team. But if you look at this team as a whole, the offensive line is in a fucking clusterfuck. The whole left side of the line is hurt. So who knows what's going to happen with this team? Their defense is weak as is. Should be a lot of blowouts. You should see a lot of passing. It's just whether you're going to talk about Robinson. You have Atwell. You have another guy, I think Tyler Johnson or something like that. Those are all the guys. Puka and Cooper are going to be coming back after their IR stints. So you still have 4 or 5 weeks. Possibly you see them back. Puka maybe a little longer, but I mean, you look down south in Miami Dolphins are in just as tough shape, not because of the weapons, but because of the quarterback. Obviously, Tua Tagovailoa, he had another concussion last Thursday, if you guys saw it. Another gruesome injury to go on top of what his concussion history has been. And now you're looking around there and seeing if their backup, whoever they pick up, can actually lead this offense, because you have 2 elite talents in Tyreek Hill and Jalen Waddle. Are they going to even get the ball anymore? So we have 2 offenses in this league that you really don't know what direction to go. And in all honesty, they were probably projected to be both in the top 5 for offensive efficiency. So who knows what's going to happen with those 2 offenses. And these injuries are racking up around the league, and it seems like most people in fantasy have been affected by it.
Yeah, so quick point of correction. Cooper Cup has not been placed on IR yet. Something about not needing a surgery, but it just seems like he'll be out multiple weeks, at least a couple weeks, if not more.
God damn it, Twitter. Why do you consistently fail me?
Again, it could have changed, right? This is an evolving situation. I just looked it up because I have him in one of my teams. I just want to make sure if I could move him to IR, that would free up a spot. That's why I looked into it. But because it's been a tough season, we all of us are trying to make sense of fantasy, right? Chris included. So Chris, why don't you do this? Why don't you toss some of the names that you have in your mind? If what we should do with them, right? If you want to buy them, sell, hold, or drop them. I'm just like Miller and I are gonna quickly like rapid fire say if you're gonna keep them or not keep them, and we're gonna end the show after that. Does that sound good?
Sounds great.
Sure.
All right, what you got for us? What's
Justin
the first name?
Fields.
I'm about to drop him, to be honest with you.
What? I mean, you starter.
What?
I thought you said you were gonna start him, or
not this week. You gave me the gift of Jared Goff, so that's why. I mean, he just hasn't been producing. I mean, his rushing totals are down because they have a solid rushing game, and he's just not connecting with his receivers. He's putting up basically Caleb Williams numbers, putting up about 150 yards, not a lot of touchdowns. They're not scoring a lot. They're relying on their running game and defense. So
this is supposed to be quick.
He's droppable.
Yeah, like depending on your league, if it's not 2 quarterbacks, you probably don't want to roster him.
Let's go with someone that I have on my team, Jamar Chase.
Great question, Miller. Yeah, you have him on your team too.
Yeah, I am a little worried, but I mean, there's nothing you can do. I would buy him if I'm going to do anything, just because this offense, Burrow showed that he's kind of coming to form last week. He had a good game. Historically, Burrow starts slow. Higgins coming back is definitely going to be a help. You saw, calm down.
I want this rapid fire. Come on.
You saw Chase getting double teamed a lot, so having a receiver of Higgins' caliber should help opening things up.
Yeah, you're not dropping Chase, right? You drafted him high. I think this is a big week for him, like an easy matchup. Hopefully he eats, Burrow eats, and you'll be fine next week.
What about the possibility of trading him, though?
I tried.
You're going to get bottom of the barrel. Don't even bother. I mean, if you want to trade for him, you can trade for him. But trading him away, you're going to get nothing. So you should, like Boopin said, this week should be an easier week. I'm expecting big things out of him. Obviously going to disappoint, obviously. But I would wait this week. And if he does have a big week, if you don't trust him, then you can pull the trigger.
I'm going to go with Derek Carr, who had a hell of a game.
Whew. I think that's the real. And like calls like this will make or break your season, right? They went against one of the better defenses out there. I would say they are legit. I would say like he's worth trading for. You're paying high.
You're not trading for Derek Carr.
Hang on. I was going to say this is as high as his stock is going to be, so no one's selling him probably. Even if you trade him, you are paying a lot. But if you have him, good for you. Keep him. If he's on your waiver for some reason, pick him up. I think Saints offense is on fire and will probably go on until the rest of the league.
I repeat, do not trade for Derek Carr.
You can't.
You probably have a better quarterback on your roster than Derek Carr.
I disagree. I will take a bet right now.
How high do you think his stock's going to be? You think he's going to be top 5 quarterback or something?
For the next 4 or 5 weeks? Absolutely.
Oh, fuck.
This Fire Rapid segment's gone to shit because both of you guys are taking too long.
So wow, top 5 for the next.
I'm just gonna
who are they playing?
I know we're talking fantasy, but I do have a hot take. I think the Saints are going to start going down.
I just don't see Derek Carr putting up the numbers.
That's what I was going to say. Like Derek Carr would almost have to have a career best to get the Saints to be
something about their offense right now
in the NFC.
I mean, they have Kubiak from the Niners, no doubt about it. I think the offense can improve, but I don't see them putting up 40 points a game. And if they don't do that, Carr's got to put out over 300 plus yards and multiple touchdowns every week to be top 5. Yeah, count me out on that sweepstakes.
Okay, but I know we're talking fantasy, but I just want to hear: do the Saints have a chance to be a top 3 team in the NFC this year? You guys think?
Oh, top 3. They have a shot at maybe wild card.
Miller? Dude, teams that play the fucking Panthers throw everything off. I need another week.
They beat Dallas handily. Okay, give them some
Can you
credit.
put this in the notes for next
episode? I need one more week. If they show up against the Eagles, I will say if they beat the Eagles, I will say they are a top 3 team in the NFC.
I can respect that. I have one that is not on your list here.
You've said like 4 that aren't on my list.
I know. Marvin Harrison Jr.
What do you want to do about him? He's a stud. What do you want? What do you want me to say?
Okay, whatever we said for Jamar Chase.
Sell, hold, or drop. What are we talking here?
He's not even in the conversation. If you wanted to buy him, it was last week, and I tried to buy him, and it didn't go well.
I did too.
This isn't a conversation for this week.
What'd you guys offer?
I offered anything, and he wouldn't take it. I said, "Do you want to trade Harrison?" And he said, "No." So I was fucked. Like there's a reason he's not on this list because it's not a relevant name.
Miller, you and I should have talked. I think we both approached him, and he's like, "I got something."
No, it wasn't Cooney.
It was a Cooney. Okay. I was like, why did he decide to hold on to him? It looked weird. But anyway, like again, some tight ends, right? Travis Kelce, Sam Laporta. You drafted them high. Hold on to them. Hopefully, something will come up. Tight end, like Miller said, is a crapshoot right now. There's no one that you can trust. I'm picking up.
I am more concerned. I'm concerned with Laporta and Kelce, to be honest. I think I'm a little more concerned with Kelce than Laporta, if I'm going to be honest. Goff hasn't played that well. So if he was able to kick it up a notch, you should see a little more action with Laporta. Kelsey, that's a high-powered offense with Worthy and Rice. I don't know, but then I just gave you a spiel about the passing more, so I don't fucking know, dude. You're not going to drop either of them. You're going to take trade for them if you have any cojones.
In my league, I'm going to see if I can make an offer for Kelsey, see how that goes.
Yeah, Pacheco going down should help Kelsey. That's just my take. I know Miller said Samaje might come up, but I think Kelsey is probably the first choice in that offense. Like just that short yardage, you make some run after the catch. I think he'll go down.
Okay. As the fellow Swiftie, has Tay been at any of the games? Yeah. I know she was at first week. Was she at second week?
Yes,
she was.
She was at both weeks?
She was with Nicole Hardman and Chris Jones's girlfriends.
No one cares.
Instead of Brittany Mahomes. That's what I wanted.
I just got us 5 listens just for mentioning Swiftie.
No one cares. I will say I'm kind of glad that the NFL has kind of died down on the Swift thing, but I'm sure it's gonna happen with.
They haven't been prime time yet. They were prime time first game, and she was on the fucking camera.
Yeah, he had her say what? Okay. I think that was our segment. That was our segment. That was our episode. Before we go, Miller, what are you looking forward to next week?
And the stupidest question of the day goes to, I'm looking forward to football and maybe we're getting some wins in fantasy.
Chris.
I don't have much to look forward to. I'm literally nervous. I think this is going to be the most boring game that the Bears will play this season.
Why are you nervous then?
Because it's going to be boring and then we have to talk about how boring the fucking game was.
Oh my God, that's your job. How lucky are you?
I don't have a job, so.
Or pretend job. I don't know what it is. You guys.
It's not going to be boring. It's still the Bears. I just think it's going to be a lot of rushing.
Chris, they play 17 games in a year, right?
Thank you. And that's why their overreaction Monday exists. Because there's only 17 fucking games of it. And if you take it sitting down, it's no fun for anybody. So you overreact to the fucking max.
Screw both of you. Here's what's going to happen. Caleb's going to go to Indy. He's going to fucking own that town. We're going to get that dub. I'm going to come back next week and talk about that. How about that? That's what's going to happen next week.
No, but you tease the score. You make it +4. You add Caleb plus 200 yards and Caleb for 2 touchdowns. No, I'm not going to do that. That's
gamble responsibly, but fuck no.
All right, people.
Send us home, buddy.
On that positive note, good night.
That's it? You're not going to do the... I didn't even get the chance to press the fucking button. Wait a minute now. No,
I was on fire, bro.
I was
on fire.
Get out of the way. Either way, I hope to look forward to seeing you guys next week. Love you guys. Thank you for the support. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Bear down. Bear claw.
Bear claw.
Bet the under.